What is up, mates? My name is Ragoline. I used to be a game designer in one company, just one. That's it. Uh, and today, in this podcast, I want to talk about the modern game dev in general. I still play video games, but usually I'm playing video games from my past, and more than that, I'm playing those games I didn't play, or at least I didn't complete when I was a teenage child, adult, whatever. And I, yeah, I play video games. I make video games. So me and my wife, we are still making video games, even though right now it's just one game. Well, we had a race jam. No, it's the name of the game. We had a game jam. So in 12 hours, we made Cut Jam, the game. It's the name of the game. I think it's not available now, but whatever. And yeah, we made Rage Jam, but not the last version. So right now, it's in open beta. I think I'm gonna add the link to the game in this video down below. And we want to complete the game maybe next year, who knows. I thought that this month I'm making the podcast about Spanish. That's why I'm not really ready. But anyway, yeah, let's continue. Let's move on. So, yeah, here I am. What is up? I mean, I'm open in the comment section. I will answer all the questions if you have any. So, let's move on. This podcast is about modern game dev. So, the subtopics are modern video games and their features. So I will talk about modern video games. I actually have something to say about this. Yeah. Then working in a modern game dev studio. I don't really want to talk about that a lot just because more than 1 year, like a year and a half in the past. I mean, 2 years, like year and a half, 1 year ago, I used to work in a game dev studio. I mean, is that really what modern game dev is? I don't think so, but we are still gonna talk about that. Then, nostalgic games for me. I definitely want to talk about that just because I have a list other games I want to complete or at least play. And most of those games are from my past. Either I used to play them, used to love them, or I just want to play them just because I haven't played them yet. All right, the next and last subtopic is the future of game dev. Of course, we are gonna speak about something from the future. How's that word? I really like saying, let me think. We are gonna speculate. Well, I'm gonna really, you are open in the comment section, of course. Let's begin with the first subtopic, modern video games and their features. And I want to talk about that, saying that I don't like modern game dev in general and the features of the games. From the modern video games, I liked Node God just because it's a real-time strategy, and holy crap, I love those. I think the most of the games in general, the game genres in general. And yeah, I loved Node God. I used to be connect. No, well, I used to follow the development of Mars 2000. The game, I used to follow them in Twitter, which is called X now, but in Russia it is deprecated. What's the correct word? Anyway, um, and I would love to play the game like that. They said that the game is gonna be like Dune 2000, but it looked like Command and Conquer, which is, I mean, several levels above Dune 2000. Even though I've never completed Dune 2000, I want to do it sometime. I completed Command and Conquer. I completed Command and Conquer 3. Used to play and complete back in the day Command and Conquer 4. And for some reason, I really liked it. Well, who knows why? That's the reason. Anyway, I really hate that. My personal opinion, my subjectively, I really hate that modern video games are about hardcore and stuff. They all Souls-like or maybe roguelike. It's stupid. I mean, those two genres are stupid. I mean, I like roguelike games. I like the specific that it doesn't have an end, and you can play it infinite number of times, but I hate it. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just about the difficulty, because both Souls-like games and roguelike games, they're all difficult, even though roguelike games are not so difficult, maybe. And still, and I'm such a hardcore, and there is softcore, how to say it, casual. Yeah, i'm so I'm such a casual player, because I love I love games that are easy to play, that are easy to complete. The most difficult game that I played and completed is StarCraft Brood War. I completed it this year in June, like, or something, and I really love it. I never thought that I'm gonna like a game this difficult but it's a real-time strategy. Um, I mean, my entire life is about the game. I think at some point, um, we are thinking with my wife about a tattoo of Zerg's Zurich logo, I think. Maybe on my shoulder, maybe somewhere else. I don't know. We'll think about that. And still, uh, oh my god, yeah. I can't say that Brew War is my very favorite game. I mean, still, I really love StarCraft, whole story, game series, and stuff. But like the very favorite is the what's the name? The Last of Us. That's for sure. I mean, I cried after completing the first game. Second game is it has a lot of gameplay and like I didn't really understand why. What's the point of all of that? And still, yeah, about modern game dev. Like The Last of Us Part 2 is pretty much a modern game dev. I can't say that The Last of Us Part 1 is about modern, is a part of modern game dev because it's not really modern. The game was from the year was published in the year 2000 like 12 or something, which isn't modern time. And again, I hate modern game dev. Yeah, we are gonna talk about working in a modern game dev studio, which is, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. About games, and there are a lot of games, and they're all different. Some of them are really good. They are they have good game design, which is the most important thing in my opinion as an ex game designer. It's a it's the most important part of the game, of any game whatsoever. And I want to say that, well, even though modern games have decent game design usually, I'm not talking about Souls-like games. Most of roguelike games, yeah, they're like A or maybe B level, but still, I mean, they are just about hardcore. So if the player likes that, he's gonna like the game. Yeah. But why do people like hardcore games? I mean, I don't want to say that people who like hardcore games are stupid, something. Of course not. They just want to be like that. They want to stress out and stuff. I don't want that. I want to just have fun while playing. That's it. Uh, Again, most of modern game dev is about hardcore. That's it. Um, some modern games are not about hardcore, but they aren't that good. I mean, I am placing the highest marks on the games that are not really modern, just because I'm placing marks on game dev of on game design of some games. And damn, modern video games are not so good. At least don't have that good game design. That, for example, games from the beginning of the 21st century had, and games from the end of 20th century had. Yeah, those were the best video games. Maybe, of course, it's my objective, subjective. Maybe it's my subjective opinion, just because I was a boy, a teenager, and stuff in the beginning of this century, and my childhood was all about those games like Warcraft 3, um, Starcraft, Diablo. I think it's pronounced Diablo still in English. Whatever. I love those games. I really do. So I loved the Blizzard that used to be before Overwatch. I think so. Even though Overwatch 1, the first one, the normal one, was, well, kind of decent, kind of cool or something. I mean, Blizzard's not Blizzard anymore, even though people say that Diablo 4 is good. I haven't played it. I want to, though, and I think I'm gonna like it still, but we'll see. Yeah, I hate modern game dev. Let's move on to working in a modern game dev studio. Well, actually, it doesn't. Mm, it hasn't changed since the beginning, I guess, of 21st century. Except the fact that I used to work at home. I was at home. I was uh, working at my computer. That's it. I had problems with my computer and stuff. It doesn't matter. That's it. I liked working there, but now I'm working in a huge, enormous company in Russia, and I really love it. And you can see where you can move, where you can like move on. Um, what position you can, well, move on and stuff. And when you're working as a game designer, let's say, you can't move anywhere because either you know how to, I don't know, um, audio design, then you're a audio designer. You can't be both game designer and audio designer. Or if you know how to code, you still can't be both programmer and game designer, something like this. Because in all of the modern game dev companies, you are either something or something else. You can't be both. That's it. I'm sure there are some of the companies that may include those employees who are both something and something else. I don't know what, like level designer and programmer, whatever. But it's not so good, I guess, because you aren't spending 100% time on, for example, programming. You are still level designing half of your time, for example. And like, what's the point of that? And so, if you are a good game designer, you earn money and stuff, and you don't want to move somewhere else, or maybe you're dumb and you want to move, you want something else, you reach, for example, game design, and still you realize that's not what I really want, and so you quit. That's weird. I mean, pretty much that's what happened to me. However, I just wanted more money. That's it. And I quit for money. But right now, I'm getting more money than I used to ever have. I mean, I used to ever earn, except working in a school in Moscow, just because there I used to earn a lot of money, like twice that I'm earning right now. And I'm sure that I'm gonna work in the company I'm working at um, for like 5 more years just to earn this salary, which is incredible. Like, I could have moved back to Moscow in order to earn a lot of money, but that would be, I don't know, weird, something. Um, yeah. So working in a game dev studio is like when you're really into that, when you are a programmer who wants to program and loves video games. Yeah, yeah, that's your place. The same with game design, audio design, with level design, with um UX, UI, uh whatever. Like, I said game design, right? And stuff. Like with everything. It's like when you know what you want to do with in your life, yeah, working in game dev is fine, except the fact that right now you can be fired just because you work in a huge company somewhere in the world, in a English speaking company. and and that's it. That's where you are gonna quit working in game dev. Perhaps. Not 100%, of course, and maybe you'll create your own studio with the guys who were fired or something. But that happened to my brother, who moved to Canada and was a programmer there. I don't remember the name of the company, but he was fired with several colleagues just because they thought that maybe it's not really, maybe it doesn't really make sense to be working on that. And so, yeah, modern game dev is cruel. I mean, besides all the all the games themselves, Working there is like either you know you want to work in video games your entire life, or it's gonna you understood you up. Mm-hmm. F you up. Um, yeah, that's why I don't want to return to game dev. I think only as a producer or something else. Well, when you have a lot of freedom, and so you can do whatever you want, like Hideo Kojima, for example. Yeah, that's when working in game dev is really, really good, fine, and when you have a lot of fun. Okay, let's move on. Oh, wait a second, please. Number three, nostalgic games for me. I remember the very first video game, perhaps that I played. It's in Russian. It's called "To the Kindergarten with a Rabbit." It's some German, I think, video game, and I loved it when I used to be a child. Of course, I haven't played it for like I'm 27, so perhaps for 22, like years, which is astonishing. Oh my god, how is that possible? Yeah, and now, um, so that's one of the nostalgic games for me that I want to play, and I wish someday I could play it, but whatever. Um, One of the most nostalgic games for me is Warcraft 3 because I used to play it my entire childhood and teenage years with friends, like custom maps or something, which was amazing. Again, StarCraft, just because it was one of my first video games ever with Warcraft 2, I think. But for some reason, I guess, Warcraft 2 didn't have that. I don't remember the word, impact on me that StarCraft did. Okay, and World of Warcraft, of course. Uh, I'm playing it now with my wife. I mean, not right now, but we played it already several times, and we want to continue doing that. Doesn't matter. Um, Nostalgic games. I used to play on PlayStation 1, PlayStation Portable, and I loved both. I mean, I used to play PlayStation 1 in my very childhood. We used to play Crash Bash, for example, Team Racing, Bandicoot, which I like less than Crash Bash and Team Racing. But I had the time of my life back then. Um, then I had Warcraft 2, which ruined my PlayStation 1. um, Command and Conquer. I had the first one on PlayStation 1. You can't have real-time strategies on your console just because that's cruel. It's impossible to play those. Mm, there were a lot of games like Worms, Armageddon. There were games like I don't really remember more. I remember that I used to play Sega in my childhood pretty much a lot, but I don't remember how much. Anyway, on PlayStation Portable, there were games like Killzone Liberation, um, Mercury, although I didn't really like Mercury. Wipeout Pure, I love that. Need for Speed Carbon, definitely, yeah. I used to like that a lot. I think I completed Need for Speed Carbon, although I'm not sure. And Untold Legends, that's like level beyond. And I had a Game Boy in my childhood. The first two games that my grandmother gave me, like with the Game Boy, were Top Gun and Stuntman. Stuntman was damn difficult. Oh my god, like I still am afraid to play the game. And Top Gun I completed at some point when I was kind of older, I guess. I loved the game really. When I realized how to play the game, well, yeah, it got easier. I liked playing the game. It's called, I don't remember how, but it's like XCOM. And the game is astonishing. I mean, it used to be. I used to think that the game is astonishing. I played it, I think a couple years ago, maybe 1 year ago. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I didn't really like the game, but maybe at some point I'm gonna complete it. Just so, yeah. And on Game Boy, there was a game called Crash Fusion, something like that. I loved the game. I almost completed it again, like a year ago, or something like this. I played it on the computer with the PlayStation 4 gamepad, but still, I almost completed. Yeah, I almost completed it, and I love the game. So I loved it back when I was a child. Then Game Boy, um, Mario, 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 but Advance. Yeah, that's like I think it's the the game that I loved the most. That's it. It was so cool. It is so cool. It has so many mini games. I love the type of the games like that. And PlayStation 1, there was a game Theme Park, and also I had the game Theme Hospital. When I played it on PlayStation 1, I couldn't play it really well. Then I played it on the computer, which was fine and fun at least, but I couldn't complete the game just because I got bored, I think. So then PlayStation 2. I remember iToy. It's the games that you could play on the camera, which was amazing. It is the best games in the world. When you can play with your friends, you can play, well, that. Those iToy games. I honestly want to play those to this day. Like, I could have paid for those, like for the PlayStation 2 with iToy and the disc to play those games. That would be, it's one of my dreams, I guess. Like, I'm always saying that one of my dreams, I'm saying that to my wife, that one of my dreams is having a game room at home, but we bought a house with three, like two rooms. One is for us, the second one is for children, well, Felix. And we are gonna kind of build, let's say, the third room, just so in a while we could have another child. That's it. Yeah, and so we will have one room, then our child, then Felix. That's it. Um, maybe we'll have more children, but I'm not going to talk about that without my wife. I guess I'm gonna get punched for that. Anyway, yeah, so we won't have a game room, but I was already thinking about the arcades that we'll have there. I have PlayStation 4, I have VR. We could have built such an amazing game room. um, it's more like a meme right now, but still. Yeah. Anyway, nostalgic games for me. Yeah, again, PlayStation Portable. I also used to play GTA games there, like Vice City or something like that, but I don't really like GTA games. No, I'm not kidding. I hate GTA 5 and I'm never gonna play GTA 6, which is gonna be out this year, maybe next year, whatever. Um, yeah, that's pretty much the most nostalgic games for me. You may comment a little bit in the comment section if you want me to tell you more about something more specific. Maybe if you have questions like, have you played um, Neighbors from Hell? I'm going to say, yeah, I did, and I want to play that in the future. Okay, okay, yeah. Let's move on just because it's been 40 minutes and I want to complete this podcast already. Even though I could have talked about all of that topic for hours, I don't know, because there are so many games that I used to play when I was a child, when I was a teenager, and I loved most of them at the time. The time goes and those games are no more, but I still have Ragoline Gaming YouTube channel where I play video games in Russian though, but still, you're welcome. I mean, you're welcome on that channel, yeah. Let's move on. The future of game dev, the last subtopic. You know, I don't know. I think that game dev is gonna live forever, just as long as people are alive. Game dev is gonna live, and we and like people gonna need games, and that's why game dev will live forever. I know that even USSR, in USSR, there were game dev, not like game dev studios, but they used to create games, not video games, just because it wasn't the time, but they used to create arcades, which is like something mind blowing. And yeah, so even in such countries, there was game dev. And in reality, game dev of different kind, but always was. Even Coliseum, for example, there were games, quote unquote. Um, People died there, but still, I mean, is that different from what we have now? Uh-huh. In China, Japan, Korea, there are video games. In Europe, America, South America, there are video games. In Russia, there are video games, and in Russia, the government pays money for video game companies to for video game studios to make games that are somehow connected to Russian history or something like that, which is great. And I kind of like that. I mean, the fact that this is happening. I like game dev, I like video games in general. Though still, I don't want to be connected to game dev itself. Anyhow, I mean, at least besides more like except making video games myself or with my wife, with my family, maybe Felix is gonna be a programmer or a game designer. Oh, I'm gonna mm, support him anyway, whoever he wants to be. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the future of game dev. The game dev is gonna live definitely. There are no reasons for it to die. Maybe huge companies are gonna die. I hope so. Maybe little studios are gonna pass away. I hope so. No, no. That's that's what I wanted to say. That's like normal. It's okay. But game dev's still gonna live unless the humankind's gonna die. Nuclear wars and something. I don't know. Does it really matter? Um, I mean, if so, there are still gonna be no, not video games, but some games for children, for example, and there is still gonna be there are gonna be some games, so there are gonna be some kind of game designers and all this stuff, and it's gonna be weird. I guess. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to me in this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and maybe leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. Have a nice life. Bye bye. I was Ragoline.